The vast meeting hall of the Galactic Council buzzed with nervous energy. Representatives from 63 advanced species gathered around the central projection platform where Admiral Tay stood. His blue scales gleamed under the soft lights as he gestured to the hologram floating before them. This unknown vessel appeared 3 days ago at the edge of Protected Sector 7, Admiral Tay said. His voice was calm, but his tail twitched with concern. The hologram showed a massive ship unlike anything in the Council records. Its dark hull absorbed rather than reflected light, and unusual formations dotted its surface. "Where did it come from?" asked Counselor Mina, her glowing eyes narrowing. "The Sol system." Admiral Tay's words caused immediate murmurs throughout the hall. Sol had been classified as a developing world centuries ago. The Council had placed observation satellites around the third planet, but considered the bipedal mammals primitive. They had barely mastered flight when the Council last conducted a formal review. High Counselor Jin rose from his seat. His 7-foot frame dominated the chamber as he spoke. "How could they advance so quickly? The timeline is impossible." "Yet here they are," Admiral Tay replied simply. "The ship's energy signature is off our charts. Its hull material is unknown to our science." The Council voted to send a diplomatic vessel. 2 representatives from each major Council race would make first contact with the humans. 3 days later, the Council ship approached the human vessel. The size difference became apparent. The human ship dwarfed the diplomatic craft, stretching nearly 2 kilometers from bow to stern. Strange bulges and protrusions lined its hull, possibly weapons. Captain Hannah Park stood on the bridge of the HMS Valiant, Earth's first official interstellar battleship. Her dark uniform fit perfectly over her athletic frame. 20 years in, Earth's unified Space Force had prepared her for many things, but first contact with an alien federation tested even her composure. "They're hailing us, Captain," reported Lieutenant Bow from communications. "On screen," Captain Park ordered. The main display showed a being with emerald scales and 4 eyes. It spoke in a musical language that the ship's computers quickly translated. "Greetings. From the Galactic Council, I am Ambassador Sun. We wish to establish peaceful communication." Captain Park straightened her shoulders. "This is Captain Hannah Park of the Earth vessel Valiant. We welcome peaceful contact." The Council ship requested permission to dock. After security scans, Captain Park granted it. Commander Day oversaw the security team that lined the docking bay. His hand rested near his weapon as the airlock opened. 6 different alien species emerged from the Council ship. Their shapes and sizes varied dramatically, from the tall, thin ambassador to a floating creature that resembled a jellyfish. "Welcome aboard the Valiant," Captain Park said, stepping forward. Ambassador Sun studied the humans with obvious curiosity. "Your species was under observation. You were not expected to achieve space travel of this level for at least another 300 years. "Necessity accelerates progress," Captain Park replied. "Humanity faced challenges that required solutions." They walked through the ship's corridors. The aliens marveled at the human crew. Humans of different colors and builds worked together seamlessly. "Your species shows remarkable variation," noted a 4-armed scientist named Yu. "We evolved to survive in many different environments on Earth," explained Commander Day. The tour grew tense when they reached engineering. A short alien with purple skin tried to scan a closed door with a hidden device. "That area is restricted," Commander Day said firmly, stepping between the alien and the door. Before the situation could escalate, alarms blared throughout the ship. "Captain to the bridge," Lieutenant Bow's voice called over the communication system. On the bridge, tactical displays showed 6 organic-looking ships approaching fast. "Krex raiders," gasped Ambassador Sun. "They attack border worlds and ships. They aren't part of the Council." Captain Park immediately took command. "Battle stations, shields up, prepare defensive measures." The Council representatives watched in shock as the human crew responded with practiced efficiency. No panic, no confusion, just smooth, coordinated action. When the Krex ships fired, something remarkable happened. Instead of traditional shields, the space around the Valiant seemed to bend. The energy blasts curved away from the ship. Gravitational deflection field holding, reported Lieutenant Bow. Return fire. Target their propulsion systems only, ordered. Captain Park. Beams of concentrated energy shot from the Valiant, disabling 2 Krek ships instantly. The others turned to flee. Ambassador Sun stared at Captain Park with new understanding and fear. Your technology, it shouldn't be possible. Captain Park smiled slightly. Perhaps the Council underestimated humanity. We look forward to learning more about the galaxy and sharing what we know. The message was clear. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage, and nothing would be the same again. Ambassador Sun could not stop staring at the human crew as Captain Park led the Council delegation through the Valiant's main deck. Humans of all shapes, sizes, and colors worked at various stations, some with visible mechanical enhancements on their limbs or small implants near their temples. Your species shows remarkable diversity, Sun said, his 4 eyes blinking in sequence. All from one planet? Yes, Captain Park replied. Earth supported many different human populations. We adapted to deserts, mountains, islands, and ice lands over thousands of years. The tall, purple-skinned diplomat named Yu moved closer. Our scans indicate your bodies have unusual redundancies. Extra organ systems? Commander Day exchanged a quick glance with Captain Park before she answered. Humanity survived 3 near-extinction events in the past century, she said. We adapted, both naturally and with some assistance. The delegation reached the ship's central command center. Screens displayed star maps and vessel positions. The Council representatives noticed that many of the systems marked on human charts weren't on their own maps. You've explored further than we realized, Ambassador Sun said carefully. We're thorough, Captain Park replied with a slight smile. Humanity doesn't announce itself until we're ready. The tension in the room grew when Diplomat Quan, a short being with 6 arms, moved toward a restricted door. His hand device quietly scanned the entrance. Commander Day stepped smoothly between Quan and the door. That area contains classified systems. No visitors allowed. Quan's skin flushed a deeper blue. I was merely admiring your architecture. With a molecular scanner? Commander Day asked, his hand moving to rest near his weapon. The standoff might have escalated if not for the sudden wail of alarms. Red lights flashed across the ship. Captain, to the bridge, Lieutenant Bow's voice called over the communication system. Everyone rushed to the main bridge where tactical displays showed a disturbing sight. 12 Krex warships approached from multiple directions, not just the 6 from the earlier skirmish. They've called reinforcements, Ambassador Sun said, his scales paling. The Krex rarely attack in such numbers unless they want something badly. Captain Park finished for him. Or someone. Sun's posture changed. They've never shown interest in the Council's diplomatic vessels before. Captain Park's eyes narrowed as understanding dawned. They're not here for you. They're here for us. For the Valiant. She turned to Commander Day. Battle stations. Prepare the gravity wells. The human crew moved with practiced precision while the Council delegation watched in growing amazement. Your ship handles a combat situation remarkably well for a species that only recently achieved interstellar travel, noted Yu. Humanity united under necessity, Captain Park replied as she took her command chair. Wars among ourselves taught us harsh lessons. Peace came at great cost. The Krex ships surrounded the Valiant, their organic-looking hulls pulsing with energy. They're hailing us, Lieutenant Bow reported. On screen, ordered Captain Park. A creature appeared on the main display. It resembled a mantis with gray skin and compound eyes. When it spoke, the translator converted its clicks and whistles. Surrender your vessel for study. Your technology belongs to the Krex Dominion now. Captain Park stood tall. This is Captain Hana Park of Earth. We decline your request. The Krex commander's mandibles clicked angrily. Then we take it by force. The screen went dark. They're charging weapons, reported Lieutenant Bow. Captain Park turned to Ambassador Sun. Does the Council have any nearby support vessels? Sun's inner eyelids fluttered nervously. The nearest patrol is 3 hours away. Then we handle this ourselves, Captain Park said. She addressed her crew. Deploy countermeasures. Activate gravity well arrays. Target their weapon systems only. Commander Day leaned close to whisper, Captain, using the wells will reveal our capabilities to the Council. Captain Park nodded. Sometimes showing your strength prevents future conflicts. What happened next astonished the Council delegation. As the Krex ships fired, the space around the Valiant distorted visibly. Their energy blasts curved away, some even returning to hit the ships that fired them. Remarkable, whispered Yu. You've weaponized space-time itself, the Valiant's own. Weapons activated next, not energy beams or missiles, but focused gravity distortions that crushed sections of the Krex ships. 3 enemy vessels immediately lost power, their hulls buckled inward. Last chance to retreat, Captain Park broadcast to the remaining Krex ships. For answer, the Krex vessels attempted to coordinate an attack from multiple angles. They're not going to back down, Commander Day observed. Captain Park nodded grimly. Full defensive response authorized. The gravity wells expanded, capturing all remaining Krex ships in their fields. The enemy vessels strained against invisible forces, their hulls groaning under pressures they weren't designed to withstand. Within minutes, the battle ended. The Krex fleet drifted powerless, their systems crushed by forces they couldn't counter. Ambassador, Sun stared at Captain Park. Your species possesses technology the Council believed theoretical only. Now you understand why we approached carefully, Captain Park replied. Humanity comes seeking friendship, but we will defend ourselves. She paused meaningfully. Perhaps it's time to discuss a more formal alliance? Sun exchanged glances with the other Council members before nodding slowly. Yes, I believe it is. The grand chamber of the Galactic Council buzzed with tense voices. Representatives from all 63 member species filled the circular room. Emergency lights pulsed softly along the walls, signaling the unusual nature of this gathering. Elder Counselor 1 slammed his fist on the polished table. His age-spotted scales rippled with agitation as he addressed the assembly. These humans are a threat to galactic stability, he declared. Their advancement rate defies all known patterns of development. A mere 3 centuries ago, they were barely able to leave their atmosphere. Holographic displays around the chamber showed detailed images of the human battleship Valiant. Technical readouts scrolled alongside, highlighting technologies that many Council scientists had considered theoretical at best. Their gravity manipulation systems alone are centuries beyond what our most advanced races have achieved, one continued. And they developed these technologies without guidance, without oversight. Counselor Yoon, representing the younger species of the Council, stood in response. Her slender form contrasted sharply with Wan's bulky frame. Elder Wan speaks of threat, but I see opportunity, she said, her melodic voice carrying throughout the chamber. The Krex have raided our border worlds for decades. Our defense fleets can barely contain them. Yet a single human vessel defeated 12 Krex warships without sustaining significant damage. High Counselor Jin watched the debate from his elevated platform. As leader of the Council for the past 60 years, he had managed countless disputes between member species. But this situation with the humans presented unique challenges. Director Suk of Galactic Intelligence stepped forward. Her specialized, hovering platform brought her to the center of the chamber. With a gesture of her forearms, she activated a new holographic display. We have assembled all available intelligence on human expansion, she announced. The star map that appeared shocked the entire assembly into silence. Red markers indicated confirmed human presence. Colonies, outposts, research stations, spread throughout sectors the Council had thought uninhabited or unexplored. Impossible, whispered Wan. They cannot have expanded so far undetected. They use stealth technologies our sensors cannot penetrate, Director Suk explained. We only discovered these locations after analyzing specialized scanning methods based on what we observed from the Valiant. Counselor Eun leaned forward. How many worlds have they settled? At least 27 confirmed colonies, Suk replied, and possibly dozens more observation posts. They have been watching us, studying us, for longer than we realized. The chamber erupted in alarmed conversations. Species that rarely agreed on anything now shared the same concern. Humans had secretly spread throughout the galaxy while the Council remained unaware. High Counselor Jin finally raised his hand for silence. The question before us is simple. Do we treat humans as potential allies or as a threat to be contained? The Council split almost immediately along age lines. The elder species who had guided the Council's development for millennia argued for containment and restriction. The younger species, many still remembering their own struggles for recognition, advocated for alliance. Their technology could advance all Council species by centuries, argued Counselor Yun. Or destroy us all if misused, countered Elder Wan. As the debate continued, Elder Wan slipped away from the main chamber. In a secure room deep within the Council complex, he met with Commander Hyun of the Special Operations Division. The full Council is divided, one said quietly. They will debate while humans further entrench themselves in our galaxy. Commander, Hyun's expression remained neutral. What would you have me do, Elder? Implement Operation Safeguard, one said. The protocols were established for exactly this scenario. A rapidly advancing species with potential to destabilize galactic order. Commander Hyun's eyes widened slightly. Those protocols have never been activated. They require Council authorization. Emergency. Powers allow implementation if 3 Elder members agree. One passed a data crystal to Hyun. Here are the authorizations for myself and 2 others. We cannot wait for consensus while this threat grows. Hyun studied the crystal briefly. This is irregular, Elder. But necessary, Wan insisted. We need not destroy the humans. Simply limit their expansion until proper safeguards can be established. Unaware of the secret meeting, the main council continued its heated debate. Counselor Yoon presented reports from the diplomatic team aboard the Valiant. Captain Park has extended formal alliance offers, she explained. Humans propose shared defense agreements, technology exchanges under controlled conditions, and open trade routes. And what do they want in return? Asked a skeptical representative. Recognition of their existing colonies, access to Council historical and scientific archives, and seats on the Council proportional to their population. This last request caused another uproar. No new species had been granted multiple Council seats in over 1,000 years. High Counselor Jin reviewed the proposed treaty terms on his personal display. The humans were bold, certainly, but their terms were not unreasonable given their technological advantages. As the Council argued, deep space monitoring stations detected unusual activity near several newly discovered human outposts. Commander Hyun's special forces moved into position, their stealth ships approaching the human colonies. Operation Safeguard had begun, without the knowledge of most Council members. The galaxy stood at a precipice, with peace or conflict hanging in the balance. Alarms blared across the joint Human Council research station orbiting Proxima Centauri. Red emergency lights flashed as researchers from 7 different species rushed to evacuation pods. Multiple hostile ships detected, announced the station's AI system. 30 Krex warships approaching from Sector 7. In the command center, Station Director Ju slammed his fist against the communication console. Council Defense Fleet reports they are 4 hours from our position, he announced to his staff. We need to evacuate now. The massive view screen showed the approaching Krex fleet, 30 organic-looking vessels moving in attack formation. Their hulls pulsed with sickly green light as weapon systems charged. Why would they attack in such numbers? Asked Council. Observer Min, her pale face showing fear. This is just a research station. They know, Director Ju said grimly. They know we're studying human gravity technology here. The first energy blasts struck the station's shields, making the entire structure shudder. Warning indicators flashed across every screen as systems began to fail. Shields at 60% and dropping, reported Chief Engineer Han. We can't survive a sustained assault of this magnitude. Director Ju ordered emergency transmissions sent to both Earth Command and the Council fleet. But help was too far away, or so they thought. Space rippled near the station, twisting in a way that made several staff members feel nauseous just watching it. The fabric of reality seemed to fold, and suddenly, the HMS Valiant appeared. "Impossible," whispered Council Observer Min. "They were patrolling at Earth. They couldn't reach us for days, even at maximum speed. The human battleship had somehow traveled across 20 light-years almost instantly." Inside the Valiant, Captain Hannah Park assessed the situation quickly. 30 Krex vessels, station shields failing. "No other support in range," reported Lieutenant Bow. Captain Park's expression remained calm as she issued orders. "Deploy defense pattern Omega. Prepare all gravity systems. Priority is protecting the station." Commander Day coordinated the crew from his position. "All hands to battle stations. Medics standing by." The Valiant moved with incredible speed, positioning itself between the station and the Krex fleet. The enemy ships adjusted their formation, now focusing their attack on the human vessel. Council Observer Min watched in awe from the station's command center as the battle unfolded. The Valiant moved unlike any ship she had ever seen, darting between enemy vessels with impossible precision, somehow predicting attack patterns before they formed. "Their navigation systems are beyond anything in our records," she transmitted to Council headquarters. "They seem to anticipate enemy movements seconds before they occur." The Krex concentrated fire on the Valiant, energy weapons blazing. Most shots curved away from the human ship as space itself bent around it. But some got through. A massive explosion rocked the Valiant as a Krex torpedo breached the outer defenses. Inside the human ship, damage control teams rushed to affected areas. Despite the chaos, the bridge remained operational and surprisingly calm. Lieutenant Yoon worked through the pain of a head injury, blood trickling down her face as she maintained the ship's defensive systems. "Captain, primary gravity well generators still operational," she reported, wiping blood from her eye. "Secondary systems coming online now." Captain Park acknowledged with a nod. "Target all Krex vessels. Full gravitational assault on my mark." The Valiant released its true power. Space around the Krex fleet began to distort visibly. Localized gravity wells formed around each enemy vessel, warping and twisting with impossible strength. From the research station, Director Ju and his team watched in stunned silence. The Krex ships began to crumple like paper toys, their hulls unable to withstand the focused gravitational forces. Metal twisted and collapsed inward as gravity itself became a weapon. "They've weaponized fundamental forces," Observer Min whispered, recording everything. "They're not just manipulating gravity, they're controlling it with precision." Within minutes, the entire Krex fleet had been neutralized. Not destroyed, the humans had carefully calibrated their attack to disable rather than obliterate. But every ship floated powerless, their hulls compressed and systems crushed. The Valiant hailed the research station. "Proxima Research Station. This is Captain Park. Are you secure?" Director Ju responded with visible relief. "Thanks to you, Captain. But how did you reach us so quickly? Our distress call went out less than 30 minutes ago." Captain Park's image on the screen showed a slight smile. "We've been developing new propulsion systems. This was their first field test." Observer Min stepped forward. "You bent space-time itself for travel, didn't you? You've mastered controllable wormhole technology." Captain Park didn't confirm or deny. "We should evacuate your personnel to the Valiant. The station has taken significant damage." As the station staff prepared for transfer, Observer Min transmitted one final encrypted message to Council headquarters. "Human technological capabilities far exceed all previous estimates. Their advancement curve is beyond exponential. The Council must decide quickly, either full alliance or—" She paused before adding, "There is no containment option anymore." The Valiant's rescue teams arrived at the station, moving with practiced efficiency to evacuate everyone. Despite their own injuries, the human crew worked tirelessly to save others. The message was clear to all who witnessed it. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage not just as newcomers, but as a force that could not be ignored or stopped. The Grand Council chamber fell silent as the massive doors swung open. For the first time in 50 years, Representatives from all 63 member species had gathered in person, rather than through holograms. The occasion demanded physical presence. Admiral Hannah Park led the human delegation into the chamber. Her new uniform gleamed with subtle insignia, the promotion from captain still fresh. Behind her walked 12 other humans of various appearances, each chosen to represent Earth's diverse regions. Through the enormous viewport behind the council, seats 5 human battleships hung in formation. Their dark hulls absorbed the light from the nearby star, making them look like holes cut from the fabric of space itself. The lead vessel was the now famous Valiant. High Counselor Jin rose from his central seat. His age showed in his slow movements, but his voice remained strong. "Admiral Park," he said formally, "the Council recognizes Earth and its colonies as an interstellar power. We welcome your delegation." Admiral Park bowed slightly. "The people of Earth thank the Council for this recognition." The formalities complete, Admiral Park stepped to the center of the chamber. She activated a small device in her hand. Above the Council floor, a holographic display materialized, a map of the galaxy with countless red dots scattered throughout. "For transparency," Admiral Park began, "these are the current human settlements, research stations, and outposts." Council members stared in shock. The red markers numbered in the hundreds spread across every sector of the galaxy, far more than even their intelligence services had discovered. "Impossible," murmured Elder Counselor Wan. "Your species has only had faster-than-light travel for less than a century." Admiral Park's expression remained neutral. "While Earth's early space programs were visible to your observation satellites, our later developments were not. We detected your monitoring devices centuries ago and worked accordingly." She manipulated the hologram, zooming in on specific sectors. "For 200 years, humanity explored in stealth. We studied your languages, your cultures, your conflicts. We prepared." "Prepared for what?" asked Counselor Yoon. "For this moment," Admiral Park replied simply, "when we would take our place among the stars." Elder Counselor 1 stood abruptly. "Your species has violated countless Council directives. You established colonies in restricted zones. You developed weapons technologies banned by interstellar treaties we never signed," Admiral Park countered calmly. "We respect the Council's authority over its members, but humanity developed independently." High Counselor Jin raised his hand for silence. "What exactly are you proposing, Admiral?" Park's posture straightened. "Alliance. A new structure where humanity joins the Council as equals. We offer our protection against threats like the Kreks. We share certain technologies that would benefit all species. In return, we ask for access to the Council's scientific and historical archives, and recognition of our territorial claims." The chamber erupted in voices until High Counselor Jin called for order. "And if we refuse these terms?" he asked quietly. Admiral Park's expression softened slightly. "We would regret that outcome, Counselor. Humanity does not seek conflict, but we will not be contained, and we will defend our interests." The message behind her diplomatic words was clear. The human ships visible through the viewport served as a pointed reminder of their military capabilities. "You position yourselves as both potential allies and potential conquerors," Elder Counselor Wan said bitterly. "We position ourselves as humans," Admiral Park replied. "We survived extinction-level events. We overcame divisions among ourselves that nearly destroyed our civilization. We explored the stars while you thought us primitive." She paused. "Now we offer friendship, but from a position of strength." High Counselor Jin studied the human admiral carefully. "The Council will require time to consider your proposal." "Of course," Admiral Park nodded. "But not too much time. The galaxy changes quickly these days." As the Council debated in closed session, Commander Day approached Admiral Park in the waiting area. "Do you think they'll accept our terms?" he asked, quietly. Admiral Park watched the stars through a viewport. "They must. Operation Safeguard showed us they were willing to use force against our outposts. They need to understand that era has passed." Commander Day nodded. "The ships we captured attempted to disable our colonies using technology that would have killed. Thousands. And yet we responded with restraint, Admiral Park noted. That message was received. 3 hours later, the Council recalled the human delegation. The chamber had a different energy now, resignation mixed with cautious hope. Hi, Counselor Jin spoke formally. The Galactic Council accepts the primary terms of alliance with Earth and its colonies. Admiral Park smiled for the first time that day. A wise decision, Counselor. This marks the beginning of a new era for all our peoples. As the formal treaties were prepared, Admiral Park gazed out at the stars. In her mind, she recalled the ancient message sent by the first human faster-than-light probe, words now taught to every child on Earth. We come from a world forged in fire. We survived what should have destroyed us. We reach for the stars not to conquer, but to ensure we never face extinction again. The galaxy had changed forever. Humanity had arrived, and nothing would ever be the same.